Hey, good morning, everybody. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. Happy Monday. Your weekend is officially over. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. This broadcast is for demonstration educational purposes only. It's important to know that I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I'm not offering any type of trading advice. And if you're not familiar with the risk associated with trading, please do yourself a favor, consult with a licensed financial advisor. All right, everybody. Happy Monday. Good morning. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. It is Monday, September 8th. If you're joining us today, that's the good news. Hallelujah. Any day above ground is a good day. Amen. Monday, September 8th. I see a bunch of yellow folders. Low impact. We like to check out the economic news reports that are coming out while we're trading. So I don't see anything. I like to refer to these as our catalyst events. I don't see any big catalyst event for this morning. I also wanted to kind of look back at last week for a quick second, just to see which bots perform the best. I think it's always important to know which ones are on a hot streak. My ES 1-day pass I see out of the corner of my eye is in a trade. Let me see if I can switch to it really quick. But I do want to go over the bots that are performing the best last week. Here's that 1-day pass on the E-mini. So the number one strategy last week, and I really don't like to count the 1-day passes as ordinary strategies. However, because we have the ability to make this a much more conservative strategy by changing the number of contracts it trades, I think this is valuable information. The net P&L was 39.33 on the crude oil 1-day pass. On the ES30 range moneymaker, now listen, the moneymaker, the ES on the 30 range, the bot and the drone were on the board with $3,600 in profit. ES30 range. Okay. That's important to know, I think. Then we had the Haymaker. We watched the Haymaker trade extremely well. Steven also on the 8U on the NASDAQ had its moments, crushed it a few days. And then we had our retirement plan, Old Reliable, on the 2-minute data series. On a really volatile market when the NASDAQ has a lot of whipsaw, I think going to the E-mini really makes a lot of good sense. So we're really going to keep an eye on price action, not get into any unnecessary risk when there's extreme whipsaw on the NASDAQ, especially on that 30 range bar. So that's how it closed out for last week on my computer. The iBots that did the best are right underneath here. Number 5 was the 600 tick. 4 was the ES on the 4 Unorenco. The ES on the 30 range did well. The 600 tick on the NASDAQ and the 20 range on the ES was our number 1. So on the iBots and the AI, the ES on the 20 and 30 range performed the best. Good morning, Rion. Good morning, Rao. Good morning, Suzanne. Hope you had a nice weekend. Thanks for joining us. If today's your first day, welcome. Yes, yes, Rao. I turned mine on last night at 6 p.m. So these have been running, and we're going to take a look at the leaderboard. These have been running excuse me, a little tongue-tied. These have been running since 6 p.m. Eastern. Wow, look at this leaderboard. If today's your first day joining us, we have a really nice diversification of strategies that run in NinjaTrader 8. And once these strategies are enabled, they will execute and manage the trades for you, fully automated. Not only is it a diversity of different instruments with the NASDAQ, the E-mini, the Dow, crude oil, and gold, but we also have a diversity of time frames that we trade them on. And we look for the bots that kind of find the ebb and flow for that trading period, for the current trading period. The only one that matters to us right now is the current one, right? So these are the what have you done for me latelys. These are the ones performing the best when it counts the most right now. The 30 range power play, the 30 range leapfrog, number 1 and 2. Look at Sim Bitcoin. Wow. That's trading 5 micros on the MBT instrument. Star Drone and Star Bot, also 30 range on the E-mini, are on the leaderboard. So we like to keep a close look on which bots are performing the best in today's trading session. Let's lift this up just a little bit. For the overnight session prior to us opening today, I like to look back right where the session opened. That's 1600 hours. Opened below the VWAP. No, 1800 hours, excuse me. The S&P opened right at the VWAP, and it's slowly through the Asian Open, very choppy during the London Open, and now it's trying to push up higher. It's kind of in this area of consolidation. So a lot of sideways action on the E-mini, on the S&P, took a slight leg up since this session began. On the NASDAQ 20 Unirenko, which is our higher time frame, disappeared on me. That's the 30 range. Excuse me. Let me get this situated here. Let me find my 20 Unirenko. There it is. Okay. We have our lagometer. This, if today's your first day joining us, the lagometer lets us know if there's any lag, if we're experiencing any lag on our charts, which I think is very important. You want to make sure what you're looking at, the price that you're looking at, is indeed where the instrument is actually trading at, right? You don't want to be looking at the price at 23,786, but it's actually at 23,840. So this lagometer lets us know that we're in sync with what we're looking at and where price actually is. Sometimes I do get profit at Asian sessions. That's a really great question, Rao. I always like to look at that. In my trade performance, looking back at last week for the Haymaker, and whenever I meet with any of our members, I always show them this powerful tool that we have at our disposal. What I'm referring to is NinjaTrader's Trade Performance. Out of the box, these bots come in their own unique SIM account. We do that for a very important reason. We want to be able to get a historical performance of each individual bot, right? If we had them all in the same account, it would be a mess. Because they're all in separate SIM accounts, we can look and Rao asked about the Haymaker during the Asian session. So if I choose the Haymaker, and I run an analysis of it, this is from last week, I can put this, I can put this weekly, I can change it to half hour of the day or hour of the day, and look at the entry times. And I see during the Asian Open, it did do really well. During the Asian session, between 1 a.m., starting at 8 p.m., it crushed it. It was actually the best hour of the day from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., right at the Asian Open, Ral, last week. And then it did extremely well right until 3 or 4 a.m. So I can see when my Haymaker did the best and when it did the worst. These are the half hours of the day on the entry time. This is the P&L that they made each hour of the day. A week, the more look back you give it, the more significant the data is. If we go back to August 1st, I like to do a short look back, and then I like to look at a little bit longer. Then it changes some. So this is a very important tool, very powerful tool. There's the market open. Let's good luck, everybody. Let me be quiet. I'm going to practice patience. I'm going to let things settle down for a couple of minutes. In fact, my NASDAQ is lagging price by 7 seconds. That's why this is so important. If you manually took a trade on the NASDAQ, you'd be in big trouble. Antonio, good morning, sir. The VWAP, I put the VWAP on my E-mini. It's this yellow line right here. If I want the VWAP on the NASDAQ, I can go to my indicators and I can open up my market internals folder and find the VWAP and add it to the chart if it's not on there already. You just have to find it. VWAP. Here it is. Let me see if I have a template for it. Yep, here's my default template. I'll load it. Okay, it's actually green. Let me change the color of it just so they're all the same. I can make it plot any color I want. So my VWAP is this yellow dash line, Antonio. Sorry for the delay, my friend. That 30 range leapfrog is up 987, and the power play drone, they were probably they must have been in the exact same trade. Good morning, Duke. Good morning, Rodney. Okay, it's let's see if we can let's put our profit target right below resistance. By moving my profit target down lower, it puts me in my profit window that much quicker. Thank you, Dukester. Gonna be really patient. We're gonna wait for. I'm gonna wait for price action to really give us some nice movement. Next week is the big FOMC meeting. We got a break of. Here we go. We got a break of resistance. This looks mighty juicy for a leg up. Our 20U, we do have some upside resistance. This will be interesting to see if we get some follow through. This is normally an entry I would have jumped on. Ay, ay, ay. Look at this. It's froze up again. Oh, no. Thought I had this fixed. Good morning, Carol. Thanks for joining us. Okay, we're right back in on the, I thought it was the power play. It's the 1 minute. Let's check out the leaderboard. Power plays on fire. The E-mini is still very flat. Power play just went long. Looks like a signal C. Signal A. That's our haymaker entry. Oh, what a beautiful entry. The pull back and go. Trying to get in the profit window. Just missed it there. Now my stop is attached to my 15 EMA at this point. If you're there goes the leapfrog. Now we're in the profit window. And now we have a potential for a home run trade on this power play. The 30 range 1-day pass is on the board. So that 30 range is trading very well this morning. Hey, good morning, John. Good to see you, sir. Hope you had a nice weekend. I'm going to go ahead and enable it. See if we can get this break. I'm anticipating the break of resistance. Our Mack truck is on the board, on the drone. Good morning, Mark. Thanks for joining us this morning. Hope you had a nice weekend. Gold's starting to pop to the upside. Come on, let's get this break. Let's get this break. Trying to push through this area of resistance. See what the stock market's looking like. Ooh, wow. My AI stocks are looking good this morning. Nasdaq's up almost just over 0.5%. Come on, let's get a push to the upside here. Breakthrough there. Get a break of resistance. Now retest it. Gold is launching. Gold is at 36.73. Oh, wow. I'm in a monster gold trade. and Sim, unfortunately. All right, come on, let's get this break. See if we can get a leg to the upside. Push through. What I'm looking at through the corner of my eye is this beautiful trade on gold. This is on micro gold. I'm in a monster. Popped right back in. Incognito. Good morning. Nothing new today. I'll have some news tomorrow for you. Looks like gold is pulling back. Got a retracement on the Nasdaq here. Come on up for that signal A. Straight up. Here it comes. That same resistance level is going to prevent this signal. Oh, popped it in. Oof. I wasn't expecting that. Come on, get in my window. A little more. All right. There you go. Come on up. Break through. Break on through. Let this be the time it breaks it. There we go. Nice trade on the PAs. Let's ride it. Come on, keep going. Get some follow through. Push on up. Let's take a nice big leg up. Ah, all right. We'll call it a day on the PAs. 280 across all three PA accounts. We're going to take those off and we'll throw in some evals. Thank you, Gerald. Even a broken clock is right a couple times a day. Look at gold. Gold is just going ballistic. Now, gold's not our most consistent strategy, but when it gets hot, it's very nice to have in the toolbox. There it goes again. Another pop to the upside. I'm going to turn mine on. I got 4 seconds of lag. Let's turn this off. There we go. I'm going to try to get another long entry on the power play. It's my top performing bot. My 30 range leapfrog, which is very similar, is also doing well. The RJ on the 150 range. Old Big Jim out in Texas is playing that one this morning. Hey, Antonio, I'm sorry. I see your question now, and I didn't mean to ignore you. There are no stupid questions, though. Uh, the resistance lines on the chart, are they also under indicators? Yes, they are. Um, the resistance lines are either going to be the pivots indicator or the VZ, volume zones. The volume zones are levels of support or resistance on a higher time frame. Same instrument, higher time frame. I've heard them called supply and demand zones. That's where a lot of buyers or sellers are just waiting for price to come. The ES on the 30 range is really untradeable. Coming up right behind me talking about the ES is David Wise on the SPY Super System. Let's get this break of resistance. Let's get another leg up. My Mac truck is in long. Let's see if we can push through for another leg up. The reason I say the ES is untradeable is this. That's the reason. So I think we're on the right instrument. I saw gold had a few nice opportunities. The NASDAQ, E-mini is in consolidation. We're very close to a signal B trigger. A signal B trigger is when my RSI line is pinned to the 100% line in my Laguerre oscillator. If this thing pushes higher, it's going to pop us in long. Here we go, the green triangle, that's signifying a signal B trigger. If we get a close to the upside, we're in the trade long. Bam. Now we're in the trade long. See if we get some follow through the upside here. Come on up. Looking good. We got our Laguerre pinned to the top. Momentum head, full steam ahead. 20U, set up for a long. Just need some follow through. It's a really nice entry. Even perfect entries fail though. That's trading. That one stopped us out. Make sure I don't have any hangers here. Nope. Ten a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern time. Here comes a signal A entry if it pops to the upside here. Nope. We needed a little bit of a retracement. This is what David Wise calls this a compression zone. A compression zone. Consolidation. It's building up volatility in this compression zone. And he looks for a bounce, a pop out of that compression zone. Starting to set up for a short. If our 20 Unorenko gets below the 50, then our power play will look to get into a short move. While price is above the 50 on our 20 Unorenko, there will be no short entries on the power play bot if you're playing the power play. Right now, because it's number 2 on my leaderboard, only a one-day pass is above it. And interestingly enough, the one-day pass that is above it is also trading on the same data series, a 30 range. So my 1, 2, and 3 on my leaderboard is a NASDAQ 30 range. Somebody hit the Powerball. I played 10 tickets. I got 2 out of the 10 tickets. I had the Powerball number, but that was the only number I had. Man, what a line to buy a ticket. Holy moly. I had to take my vehicle into the shop because my horn broke. Now listen, I've been driving for a pretty long time. I don't think I've ever had a horn break. You know, somebody was going too slow or something in front of me. I went to bang the horn and nothing. Uh-oh. What happened? 51. How's that possible? It's a brand new account. How is that possible? Those are brand new evaluations. Huh. Something's not quite right with Rhythmic today. Anyway, we are in this long trade. I'll have to look at that. It just renewed over the weekend, and I'm only down $100. Come on, let's see if we can get this trade to go. Come on, push up. The lady from the car place said the low pitch and high pitch had internal short on my horn. And they had the parts and they were replaced. All right, come on, push up. Very close to my profit window. We're looking to get into our profit window. We could take a breath of fresh air, breathe easy. My profit target's in the perfect place. Well, the perfect place is where the price hits it, right? It's in a good position because it's right at support, right at resistance, excuse me. Oh, okay. It's in the window. Now we need a push right through resistance. When that happens, you can breathe easy. All right, that was a nice $250 winner. God only knows what happened with my Apex accounts. And coming up right behind me is David Wise. Let's see if the ES is popping through. Nope. E-mini still in that compression zone. That's the ES on a 30 range. This is a good illustration of how Unorenco bars smooth out price. You can see what it looks like on a 30 range chart where you get the benefit of price action. You can see the market is in consolidation clearly. When you move it to an 8 Unorenco, it's very smooth. It takes all the static out. That's an 82040 Unorenco. Both time frames have the exact same level of resistance. 6507. 6507. Find my performance and look at that Apex account and see what in the world happened. Today's the 8th. Look at that. I'll tell you, this is a new thing. Apex had a real problem today with their data. I've got to tell you. These were brand new. I'll show you what I'm talking about. These were brand new evals, 49, 50, and 51. Brand new. And if I go back from September 1st to the 8th to today, it's only lost $195. It's a brand new account. I'll have to figure out what's going on. I'd always like to move my profit target right below resistance. Now we have a built-in, while we're talking about this specifically, we do have a built-in filter in the trade management parameters. Or I'm sorry, not in the trade management parameters. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's in the conditions of the entry. So this was a signal C entry. On a signal C entry, one of the conditions, if I check that trigger off, one of the conditions is the clear pivot signal. If I enable the clear pivot signal and the clear volume zone signal, then I put my target value. So meaning it will not take an entry if there's an area of support or resistance within, and you put, what I do is I put the value of price once it gets in my profit window. For actually in the power play example, it's at 60 ticks. How did we come up with 60? I'll tell you how. For our smart stop 3, which means the stop will automatically attach to your 15 EMA. That's smart stop 3. When that's enabled, once the trade goes 60 ticks, your stop is on your 15 EMA. Meaning if it reverses, you're not going to take a losing trade. It's going to get you out before it goes into the negative, probably around break even. So we use that same number here to give us a shot for it to break through support or resistance. If it doesn't, worst case scenario, you get a break even trade if it reverses on you. So this value here is when the trade takes an entry, I must have 60 ticks of clearance to my first area of support or resistance. So it's a really great condition to prevent you from trading into a pivot, area of support or resistance. Same thing happened to you, Ral? Oh, man, I feel so much better. I thought I did something wrong. That's why I love talking to traders. I always say that. You think it's you, you did something terribly wrong or you're just not up to snuff, and then you talk to other people and you've learned, hey, I'm not alone. Thanks for sharing that with me, Rao. You made my day, actually. Now, listen, I know I owe some of you the lagometer. I haven't forgotten. That's on my calendar to do today. I'm gonna get it to you. Don't worry. The S&P 500 is completely untradeable. Well, I'll tell you, they cost me a winning trade, I believe. Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I think that one trade would have been a profitable trade that they said admin only. Starting to set up for a short. Starting to set up for a short. We look for our 20U to break 3/4 of the way through that 50 in order to go short on the 30 range. Great job, Gerald. Here we go. Pull back and go. Here we go with a short. Here we go with the short. Nope. Getting some selling pressure here. That's what's so great about these automated entries. You it pulls the trigger in the perfect place. I love it. You get that momentum on that down close. Had I done it manually, I would have muffed it up, I'm sure. Push down. Wow. In a real nail biter here. Here we go. Come on. Come on down. Love this entry. Come on down. Wow. Giving us some heat. I thought for sure this thing was going to drop right into my profit target. Thing, Rao. Gerald, which strategy were you using? If he hit 6 trades, 6 winners, I'm thinking he had either the leapfrog or the power play. I think that's the only bot that had about 5 or 6 winners. Okay, let's do the right line funding. We have a sister company, our funding arm here at Right Line Trading. We call the name of the company is Right Line Funding. It's a prop firm. We're looking for a few good traders. 6 different ones. Great strategy. You're not putting all your eggs in one basket. So you chose 6 different and you won them all. That's pretty good. Now, Right Line Funding, what we do is a drawing every morning. We give away $1 prop accounts here on our YouTube live stream. Right Line Funding, the website address is rightlinefunding.com. Rightlinefunding.com. And we have prop accounts starting as low as $29. For 29 bucks, you can jump in the game and not put any of your own capital at risk. I've talked to a lot of traders that, they told me, hey, going with these prop accounts really helped me with the emotional issues they had with the live account. I feel a little more comfortable not having their own money at risk. We have a 50,000 eval where you start in an evaluation process where you have to make 3,000 before you lose 2,000, and then you get the sim funded account. Or you can go straight to sim funded. That's the account that you can request payouts after 8 trading days. You have to reach your profit goal of $3,000, and there is a consistency rule of 20%. We give away $1 accounts right here on YouTube Live. And this morning we're going to do one of them. We also have a $150,000 eval for $99, where you get $5,000 a drawdown. And we have the straight to sim funded on the 150,000 for a very competitive, almost the lowest in the industry, $449 for that size account. Trade up to 10 minis. So I'm going to draw somebody's name at random that's a member of our Discord for Right Line Funding. Today's winner on the random name selection. What we're going to do is we're going to do a random drawing. Um, it wants to keep track of the winner so it doesn't keep calling the same name. And you'll be excluded if you win for until 14 or 15, until 15 other names are called. Like me to start. Boy, they're asking me a lot of questions this morning on a Monday morning. Boy, here we go. We're in another nice trade here. Would you like me to start the name tracking fresh from the next draw? Oh, you can't. Ray Ray. Ray Ray. Ray, you won. You, wow, nice trade, Rao. That was a beautiful move. Beautiful B entry. Look how nice and tight to the 50 that was. Incredible. Jumped in and took some heat. And then boom. Caught it really nicely. Up $2,250. Ray, you're going to get a coupon code. The coupon code will give you a $1 $50,000 eval account. So let's see where we ended up today. This is our leaderboard. This is the hottest bots of the day. The 1 day pass on the 30 range. The 30 range stole the show today. The NASDAQ 30 range. It was at the top from the beginning of the broadcast. From the beginning of the broadcast. No, there's no guarantee that once we start, that the ones on the leaderboard will continue to do well. There's no guarantee they will, but I've seen them do it a lot. Sim Bitcoin was up there, the 150 range on the NASDAQ. I hit a $280 trade using the power play across 3 PA accounts. The iBot on the 16U did well. I had a lot of iBots on the E-mini that are actually still in the trade. That's where we'll wrap up. Let's take a look at one of these iBots on the ES. Let's try the 4U. Now we're getting a pop out of that compression zone. We are getting a pop out of the compression zone. Let's go to the iBot on the 4U. Let me get this out of the way. This is what David Wise looks for. He looks for a break of that compression zone. It's not quite there yet, though. A little more, and we broke it. We want 3 candles of that candle body to cross through that 6507. I hope everybody has a great week. Happy Monday. I woke up feeling fresh, ready to start a productive week. I hope everyone has a great week. Thanks for joining me today. If you would, don't forget to like my video on your way out the door. If you've got time, David Wise is coming up right behind me. And soon, coming soon, Mark Miller. It's Miller time. Miller time. It's gonna come be. We're gonna. Mark is gonna take an hour slot. Everybody has their own unique style. That's the great part about trading. There's more ways than one. There's more than one way to skin a cat, so to speak. I'm an animal lover, so I'm just using that as. Okay, that's the end of our trade. That's how we ended up today, everybody. Don't forget, please like my video on the way out the door. I like to refer to it as job security. Have a blessed rest of your day, everybody. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with my evals. I got a raw deal over here. Great job, Rao. Rao did great. Gerald, congratulations. Antonio, Incognito, Mark, John, thank you for joining me. The Dukester, Rao, Carol, Rodney, Rion, Suzanne. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great week. God willing, we're going to be back tomorrow. Same time, same place, same channel. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow. Yes, it should be fun, Duke. I always enjoy it too. He's got his live account going, his prop accounts going, and he's swinging for the fences. There's no doubt. You gotta love it. All right, everyone. Have a great day. I'll be the guy on the road but honking his horn. Got my horn fixed. So long, everyone.